Have you ever thought about how success really works, not the version you see in headlines or social media posts, but the real, often invisible kind? Most people think success comes from big moments, the grand decision, the massive change, the once-in-a-lifetime breakthrough. But what if I told you that the biggest difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't some secret formula or extraordinary talent, a 1% change? These seemingly insignificant actions, repeated over time, compound into something powerful. It's not about doing more, it's about thinking differently. This is what we call the atomic mindset. It's not a strategy. It's not a productivity hack. It's a way of seeing the world, a mental lens that prioritizes small, intentional, consistent thoughts and actions that build over time into massive outcomes. It's something far simpler, something so small, it almost seems too easy to matter. We measure progress in giant leaps. And if we don't leap far enough, we stop. They do ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. They've trained their minds to value the process, not just the prize. The atomic mindset says, don't focus on the book. Focus on becoming the kind of person who writes every day, even if it's just one sentence. Want to get in shape? Don't chase six-pack abs. Start becoming the kind of person who never misses a walk after dinner. Want to be more confident? Don't wait for a stage. Start becoming the kind of person who speaks up once a day. Even in small situations, they've learned to fall in love with showing up. Even when they don't feel like it. And identity is everything. Because once your brain believes that this is who I am, your behavior starts aligning automatically. You no longer need to force yourself, you just follow through because it's what you do. It becomes who you are. That's the essence of the atomic mindset. It's identity-based, process-driven, rooted in small wins repeated daily. But what if success didn't feel like success in the moment? What if it felt boring, quiet, repetitive? That's the real truth most people miss. Tiny shifts. That's it. A single thought. A small choice. It's about planting a seed, tiny, quiet. Easy to overlook, but incredibly powerful when nurtured. Think of it this way. If you improved by just 1% every single day, you'd be 37 times better in a year. That's not theory. That's math. But the same works in reverse. Decline by 1% a day, and your progress shrinks to nearly nothing. And here's the thing. Anyone can adopt it. You don't need more time, more motivation, or more talent. You just need to start where you are, with what you have, and think just a little bit differently than you did yesterday. We want radical results, so we try radical changes. We overhaul our diets. We write down ambitious goals. We sprint on day one. But that energy fades quickly, because motivation is like a match, it burns bright, then dies fast, and when it does, we fall back into old habits and tell ourselves we failed again. Now, most of us are wired to look for big solutions to big problems, but the atomic mindset isn't about setting fire to your life. So the difference between success and stagnation, it's not intensity, it's consistency. But here's the mental trap most of us fall into. We think success has to feel hard. We think it needs to be dramatic. The people who seem to win in life, the authors, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the athletes, they don't wake up each day doing extraordinary things. Imagine wanting to become a writer. Most people would set a goal, finish a novel. But that's a huge leap. Over time, these tiny acts create a new identity. And here is another truth most people don't realize. Your environment shapes your behavior far more than your willpower does. If your phone is within reach while you're working, you'll check it. If junk food is visible, you'll eat it. But if you place a book on your pillow, you're more likely to read. If you set out your gym shoes the night before, you're more likely to exercise. Small environmental shifts again. Tiny things can change everything. You don't need to rely on discipline when you design your surroundings to support your goals. But here's the challenge. You won't see results right away. Because when you believe in the power of small wins, you stop getting discouraged when results take time. You trust the process. You stay calm in the face of setbacks. You no longer ride the emotional roller coaster of extreme highs and lows. You become steady, committed, focused. And that's why most people quit. They try something new for a week, don't see change, and go back to their old patterns. But progress is invisible at first. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, the quiet mornings, the lonely practice sessions, the repeated attempts. The failures that nobody saw. But it's powerful. It's transformational. And most importantly, it's within reach for anyone, anywhere, at any time. You just need to start and keep starting, again and again, until the new becomes normal, until the habits shape identity, until the tiny shifts create your massive success story. All of those moments were built on small mental decisions, daily choices to keep going, to think differently, to act with intention. Maybe it's writing one sentence for that book idea. Maybe it's walking for 10 minutes during your lunch break. Maybe it's turning your phone off for an hour while you focus. Tiny things. But everything begins there. You don't go to the gym for a week and get fit. You don't eat healthy for 3 days and feel transformed. The results are delayed. And this delay is where your mindset either pushes you forward or pulls you back. With an atomic mindset, you understand that every small action is a vote for the person you want to become. Each healthy meal, each productive hour, each positive thought, they're all tiny votes. The invisible, repeated. Quiet steps that nobody sees but that change everything. An atomic mindset doesn't fear failure. It uses it. Miss a day. You didn't fail. You just missed. You just need to be present. If you can't do a full workout, do 5 minutes. If you can't write a full page, write one line. Small actions still count. They still move you forward. And they prevent the psychological dip that often follows perceived failure. The real test is how quickly you get back on track. Missing once is human. Missing twice is a new habit forming. That's the rule. Never miss twice. Show up, even if imperfectly. That's how you stay in motion. One vote won't change your life. But 1,000 votes, that's identity. That's transformation and failure. It's part of the process, not a reason to stop, but a signal to learn. This mindset also frees you from the dangerous trap of all or nothing thinking. You don't need to be perfect. And here's something else the atomic mindset gives you: emotional resilience and success. It becomes a natural byproduct of who you are, not a destination you chase. It is easy to admire the end result of someone else's journey and forget the invisible work that got them there. That's what the atomic mindset is about. It's not glamorous. It's not always exciting. So let me ask you this. What's one tiny shift you could make today? One new thought you could adopt? One small action you could take? Maybe it's choosing to drink a glass of water instead of soda. You don't need to be extreme. You don't need to be perfect. Because in the end, success isn't found in the leaps. It's found in the steps. That's the atomic mindset, and that's your invitation.